Okay, so when you hear the name Michael Jordan, what comes to mind, right? The six rings, those insane, gravity-defying dunks. But his real legacy, the one that still shapes sports and business today, isn't just about what happened on the court. What we're going to do here is look past all that. We're going to break down the blueprint he literally created, the playbook for how you go from being an athlete to a global billion-dollar force.
You know, it all had to start somewhere. And for Jordan, it started with a level of performance that just felt, well, superhuman. I mean, think about that. When Jordan dropped a playoff record 63 points on the legendary Boston Celtics, even an icon like Larry Bird was left speechless, basically calling him a god in sneakers. That wasn't just some nice compliment. That was the bedrock, the foundation for absolutely everything that was about to come.
And that right there, that's the real question we're digging into. How does that on-court greatness morph into an off-court empire? This didn't just happen by accident. No. Jordan strategically translated that on-court dominance into a full-on, multi-stage assault on the business world. He was building something way, way bigger than just basketball.
So, step one of the blueprint? You have to establish unparalleled dominance. See, Jordan didn't just want to be the best guy on the court. He wanted to completely rewrite the definition of the best. He had to be so good, so undeniably great, that the entire world had no choice but to stop and watch.
And this number, 63, this was the warning shot to the entire NBA. He's in his second season, right? And he goes up against the legendary 86 Celtics and drops a postseason scoring record that still stands today. Think about that. That one game was so dominant, it basically put everyone on notice. The god in sneakers wasn't coming. He was already here.
But you know, his legend wasn't just about pure skill. It was built on something deeper, just sheer, unbelievable will. Let's talk about the legendary flu game. It's Game 5 of the NBA Finals, a pivotal game, and Jordan is so sick he can barely even stand up. He's literally found curled up in a ball in his hotel room. The doctors are saying there's absolutely no way this guy can play.
So, what does he do? Of course, he goes out there and drops 38 points on the Utah Jazz in their own building. And it wasn't just the 38 points. The real kicker, he hits the go-ahead three-pointer with just 25 seconds left to seal the win. That is just pure, raw determination.
And this image, wow, this just perfectly captures the cost of that kind of greatness. It's one of the most iconic photos in sports history, right? A warrior who has given every single ounce of what he had, completely spent, collapsing into his teammates' arms. This is how you build a myth.
And you got to understand, this dominance, it wasn't just physical. Oh no, it was psychological. Check out this classic moment from that same series. Scottie Pippen whispers in Karl the Mailman Malone's ear right before two clutch free throws. And what happens? Malone misses them both. Jordan gets the ball, hits the game winner. The Bulls didn't just beat you on the scoreboard, they got inside your head.
All right, so his on-court legend is totally cemented. Now it's time for step 2 of the blueprint, turning all that dominance into a real, scalable business platform. And the timing here? Absolutely genius. He launches this massive business blitz right in the middle of that Last Dance season, his quest for a 6th ring.
So during that famous Last Dance season, while everyone's eyes are glued to the court, Jordan and his team are running a completely different play off the court. Nike officially spins off Jordan Brand into its own separate company. He's expanding his popular cologne line. He even gets a seat on the board of directors for Oakley, grabbing stock in the process. It was just a masterclass in how to leverage the spotlight.
And this is where you really see the insane scale of the whole vision. Look at this. His salary that season, which was a record-breaking $33 million, we'll compare that to the projected revenue for just the Jordan Brand in 2025. We're talking over $7 billion. His massive NBA salary was basically becoming pocket change compared to the empire he was building.
And you gotta realize, this wasn't just Nike making things happen. His own agent, the legendary David Falk, said it himself. Jordan was a seriously sharp businessman. He got it. He knew his name, his brand, was a powerful asset, way more powerful than just another endorsement deal. He was making the leap from being a pitchman to being a CEO.
Okay, so this all leads us to the third, and maybe the most powerful stage of the blueprint. This is where you stop being just a part of the game, and you start owning a piece of it. Jordan becomes a true power broker, completely changing his relationship with the very leagues he used to dominate as a player.
And then in 2010, he makes the ultimate power move. He buys a majority stake in the Charlotte Hornets for $275 million. This wasn't about putting his name on a sneaker. This was about joining the most exclusive club in sports, team ownership. So, how'd that investment work out? Well, in 2023, he sold that majority stake for around $3 billion. I mean, that is just a staggering return on investment. It proved his business instincts were just as lethal from the owner's box as they were on the court during a timeout.
But his ownership, it was historic for reasons that go way beyond money. He became the very first former player to be a majority owner in the NBA. And get this, for his entire 13-year tenure, he was the league's only black majority owner. And then he goes and does it again in a totally different sport, becoming the first black majority owner of a full-time NASCAR team. See, he wasn't just playing the game anymore. He was changing the rules of who gets to own the team.
Okay, so you've completely redefined what it means to be a performer. You've built a global brand that's a behemoth. You've become an owner. So what's left? For Jordan, the final piece of the puzzle, the final stage of this blueprint, is all about legacy. It's about taking all that wealth, all that influence, and using it to create a real, lasting impact.
So for his 60th birthday, you know what he did? He didn't throw some huge, lavish party for himself. Instead, he made a $10 million donation to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And that wasn't just any donation. It was the single largest gift from an individual in the organization's entire 43-year history. Wow.
And even his giving, it follows that same strategic, disciplined approach he used in business. It's something called concentrated philanthropy. He isn't just writing random checks. He's investing in infrastructure. He's funding medical clinics in communities that need the most. He's making a massive $100 million, 10-year commitment to organizations fighting for racial equality. He's not just giving money, he's building systems that are designed to last.
So when you boil it all down, here it is, the Jordan Blueprint. Step 1, elevate performance. Become so good you are simply undeniable. Step 2, build a platform. You turn that individual success into a business, an actual asset. And finally, step 3, wield power. You use ownership and equity to actually influence the system from the inside. And that is the foundation that lets you build a legacy that truly lasts.
I mean, think about the journey, from player to brand to owner to philanthropist. Jordan's entire career is a masterclass in how to leverage talent into not just wealth, but generational wealth and real systemic influence. So that leaves us with one big question. Plenty of athletes have tried to follow in his footsteps, right? But has anyone, before or since, ever executed this blueprint more successfully?